to another Marvel Daily Snap video. Let me turn up my mic. Oh, turn up my mic. I'm still getting used to the new mic. I apologize, everyone. For anyone who don't know, Mama Gemma got me a new mic for Christmas, and so we are been using a stand mic as opposed to the mic on our headset. I actually think the quality has improved quite a bit, so I'm really happy about that. But into decks today. Shocking. We're running our Barrow deck. It's our most consistent deck. We've been running it a lot recently because we are trying to push for infinite. We're playing less for variability and more for what's the best deck we have. This has a complete collection of all of the cards that need to play it in pool 3, but more importantly, it has a pool 4 card, I think? Pool 4 or 5 card. No, She-Hulk's pool 4 card. Pool 4 card in She-Hulk. So this is just the most complete, most powerful deck I have. Not to mention, it's arguably the best deck in the game right now. It's either first or second, behind Leech Leader, maybe some Devil Dino decks. But for the most part, it's widely considered the best. And it's actually my favorite archetype in Destroy. I wish I didn't have to play Leader in it. But you do. Yeah, absolutely. If you have Leader, you have to play him in this deck. He's better than Magneto. It does take up a spot maybe Nova could go in if Leader was a little less leadery. But you just have to run this deck with Leader if you have him. It's an unfortunate part of the truth. You don't have to. I shouldn't say. If you really are against Leader, don't play him. If your goal is to have the best possible deck and to optimize it, this is most likely the best you're going to get. You can make some arguments for maybe Nova in there, but I like Hood more than Nova, and I like Yondu more than Nova. A Squirrel Girl, I think, gets a little early power push on there that sometimes gets you initiative on turn 2, which can stop an armor situation, where maybe you can get a Destroy out with your Carnage, or same thing on turn 3 with a Cosmo. So I do like Squirrel Girl, obviously cleaned it up with Killmonger. So this is the deck we've been running for a while. We've made a few videos on it, but it's the deck we're running today because, and today is very important, hopefully, we are 14 cubes from Infinite. It's potentially 2 games, probably going to take more than that, but that's our goal today, is to hit Infinite, get those 14 cubes. It's a 1 day after Christmas for me. It'll be 2 days for you guys when this video comes out. As always, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I hope your holidays went well if you don't celebrate Christmas. The videos recently have been on a little bit of a downswing, but we had that one really great video that's still getting views. It's up to 13k views. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to work on changing some things up with the thumbnails on our normal videos that are a little bit different. So tell me what you think of those. Tell me what you want to see, which would catch your eye a little more in the comments below. If you missed it in one of the previous videos, I did say that if we hit 100 subscribers, we're at 60 now, we'll do a special fan video where I will play fan-only decks for a whole video, maybe a whole day on Twitch. We'll see when we get there, but that's the goal. And as always, guys, thank you so much for the support, the hitting the like button, the commenting, the subscribing. You guys are absolutely killing it. So thank you. Let's get right into the game. I spent enough time. 14 cubes, though. Can you imagine? What if this is an 8 cuber? Then the pressure is really on. Half an 8. Alright, Z. We're up against Z. Game 1. Hopefully game 1. Camartage doesn't super help us. Trying to think if we can do anything with it. Maybe like a leader play. Could be interesting. Really don't like Vibranium Mines either, so I'm going to play Bucky into the right. If you play Bucky into Camartage, it'll kill Winter Soldier with a Carnage or... Ooh. Hella. So we know what type of deck they're running. Unfortunately, none of this really helps us. We can arrow that last turn, maybe move the Hela to somewhere it doesn't want to be. Grab a Squirrel Girl. I'm gonna play She-Hulk, though, because it doesn't look like we're gonna get enough destructions to play our death unless we get a pretty big card here. And it's the Hood. So what we could do, we could play the Hood, get 2 demons, and then get Killmonger. That'll make this 4. I'll still be losing here. But I could win in it. Or this would be a 4, so I'd have to... Yeah, so that's the play, I think. Is to do that. Get 2 demons. That's a red skull. Okay, that is a red skull that... What was the discard he had? It was a Lady Sif, right? So don't I just win with that? Alright, if he plays Hela, he only gets... Yeah, I'm gonna snap. He could play leader here. If he plays leader, I think I lose anyway, but I like this play. I think it's much more likely he plays a big card, with it being a Hela discard. He didn't want it, though. I'm a little surprised. We are going to put the 1 cube up, though. 13 cubes from Infinite. Oh, my goodness. We're going to keep that game in there, and we're going to get on to game 2. Oh, my goodness. So stressful. I actually put off streaming today for a little bit because it was like... normally I don't get nervous about these sort of things, but I am a little nervous. I think the best play is Bucky Barnes left. Please don't be an armor. Okay. That's a little annoying. Okay, we all have initiative, though. With Goose, I'm thinking this is most likely a Cosmo 2. And that... Not a Cosmo 2, a... what do you call it, 2? A, Cerebro 2. And Monster will fuck that up. So... What else could it be? He's really thinking about it. I'm gonna snap. I also just... I have a really good... hand as well. Cerebro will buff up the strongest, so it'll buff up this monster. So I just have to beat the 2 strength, which means the highest he can make this is probably an 8. Maybe he can get it to be a 12 strength if he has Blue Marvel. Ooh. Actually, wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna play a wave here, actually. These are both... Oh, this actually brings up an interesting... So it's actually a... I actually... He's gonna play... one card here. And I don't think he can win with it. I think this is the best play. Yeah. So, drawing Death was obviously huge there. It allowed us to get 2 cards off instead of 1. It was either Death or She-Hulk. Both would have allowed us to do it, so we had a fair chance of drawing into it, about 50-50. Weird to have... It looks like a Cerebro too, because he's running all 2 costs. Alright, he had an Iceman here as well. But then he has a Killmonger Cosmo, which makes me think it's Silver Surfer. But Silver Surfer can't buff a lot of the cards he played, like unless he's just really banking on killing the, Iceman to make space, but I don't know. Interesting. But we'll take the cubes. We have Sewer System. This is okay. We're gonna play our Squirrel Girl for that very reason I stated before. We'll give him the Spider-Man. And go ahead and Carnage over here. And the reason I did that is I don't know what this is going to be. If this is like... Okay, Machine World. For instance. That kind of makes it so you don't want to play there, right? So now that I have a 4 Carnage in here, this is probably safe until... Wow. He just goes for it. Gives me a cool Killmonger variant, though. I got my own. I do think... We're going to play She-Hulk to the left here. Okay. So I already have the cards I want to play, which is that. So I'm going to play those. He re-snaps. I'm going to play my card. The reason you normally don't want to play your cards out early, but this is a mirror matchup. So I want my cards on the field here so that I can lead our next turn. And he can't get my extra cards. Right. So now we're just gonna lead her, and we're gonna lead her here, which gives us enough room to win everywhere. And I think this is just 8 cubes. We'll see, though. So Arrow pulls Dr. Doom. She-Hulk, and I think it's just a win everywhere, right? Yep, absolutely. So he was very certain. But my benefit was... First of all, I think I would have won anyway. It would have been closer anyway. But by playing on turn 5, it avoids the arrow on turn 6, and it also avoids the leader. He couldn't do the same, or he could have done the same, but he didn't. So we're going to take those 8 cubes, and because that's an 8-cube game, we are 3 cubes from infinite. Actually, a little jittery, which is crazy. Welcome back, everyone. We ran into a Devil Dino deck that we just couldn't overcome. We didn't draw our death. We didn't draw our wave. Death Wave deck for a reason. So we are at this. Ooh. This point, we are 4 cubes away. So we are still a snap victory away. And this is a little dangerous, but it is going to give me 2 demons. So I think it's worth it. Ooh. Okay. So I think we do play that, but I want to keep initiative, so I'm going to play that as well. It's a lockjaw, huh? An American Shove. I think we can beat this deck. We are going to hit that. We're not going to be able to Killmonger, so I think it's actually safe to do this. And I think what we're really looking at here is... Ooh. So that's only 15 power. Oh, wait. Does he have Infinite? So this makes it 8. That wins left, right? Is this a win? Let's think about it. I think he's gonna Infinite. This is 13 power. Oh wait, so that only ties, doesn't it? So it ties. He's gonna win by either 18 or 9. So he's gonna win that. So because of that, don't we just do that and win? Or actually, you know what we do? We do that and win. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna snap. I'm gonna hit enter. I think I just win this. I'm pretty confident. I'm gonna get 2 of whatever he plays. Yep. And that's it. And oh my god, Rick coming through, playing his Infinite, and giving us 2 Infinites for the win. And if I've done my math correctly, it took us 5 games, but we've done it. Where is it? 14 is how many we needed. Look at that beautiful border. Absolutely stunning. I'm actually like, I was a little nervous this was going to take me all day, and to just bang it out in like 4 games, and look at this, 101. Let's take a screenshot, because this will be the thumbnail. Very cool. How to make it to infinite. Even, like, what's the clickbait title, guys? You can get to infinite if you play this deck. 5 easy tips that guarantee infinite. No, I'm just, I know I've been going clickbaity. I'm not going to go that clickbaity because it's not true. The truth to my success, getting to infinite in 3 seasons is this. 1, learn all of the cards, right? Learn the decks. Know what you're playing into. And if you can predict turn 6 and turn 5 fairly accurately, if you know the play paths, you're going to win a lot more games than you're going to lose, because you're going to, or that's actually not important. You're going to win more cubes than you lose cubes, and that's what's important. So even if you have like a 40% win rate, but your 40% wins, you're hitting like 3-4 cubes per win, and when you lose, you're only losing 1 or 2, you're going to climb much faster. So learn the play paths, learn what you're up against. In Marvel Snap, you have a 75% chance of getting your play path, so always assume that your opponent has the card you think he has, and you'll win 75% of the time, or you'll be right 75% of the time. And knowing that retreating is a key element to climbing, right? It actually increases your chance of climbing every time you retreat. So that's number 1 thing, and you can't do that without knowing all of the cards and what they do and the decks that they're in and that sort of thing. It's okay to go on losing streaks. You'll get there eventually. Very important. And then second, so we've been playing a lot of death. And why have we been playing a lot of death? Because it gives us the highest chance to win. We're going to show it off one more time. Right up here. Here's the deck. Why? Because it's the cards I have. Now, if Marvel Snap is a game that should be played for fun, not to be played competitive, but if your goal is to hit infinite, and just that's your current goal, guys, play the best deck that you can. Now, you might not have all of these cards. You might not have Leader. You might not have She-Hulk. You don't have Arrow. Then don't play this deck, right? I mean, you can if you want to. Right? Again, if you're like me, I was playing this deck as soon as I hit death. I didn't have She-Hulk. I didn't have Leader. I didn't have Arrow. Matter of fact, I got all 3 fairly recently. I still played this deck because it was the most fun deck I had. It was fun. I made it work with other things. When my goal became infinite, right, I locked onto this deck because I knew I had She-Hulk, I knew I had Leader, I knew I had Arrow, and I climbed with it because it's the best deck I had, the best cards I had. So if you're playing for fun, play whatever you want. Please do not get stuck on a rank or cubes or anything like that. Marvel Snap's a game that should be played for fun. If you are trying to rank up and grind and all of that, the best strategy I can give you is, 1, that first thing, snapping and retreating, is the most important skill you can have in Marvel Snap. And 2, realistically, it comes down to, if there's something in the game that you can't beat, there's a good chance a lot of the other people can't beat it either. So play the Leaders, play the Arrows, She-Hulk, Death, Wave. Like, this deck, and it'll change with patches, and so it's just about staying up to date, but this deck has Wave, Arrow, Leader, and Death, which are probably, outside of Galactus, the 4 most problematic cards in the game, and this deck runs it all. And it also has an incredibly high tempo early. It also doesn't do terrible into Leader itself. You can out-Leader, you can beat Leader in this deck, and you can beat Leech in this deck. So, it's also not bad. Now, Leech Leader does tend to win against this deck, but you can still outmaneuver around it if you have put enough pressure on early, and if you don't, like I said, retreat. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't... We made Infinite! Yeah! if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed seeing me hit infinite, which was absolutely incredible, it was amazing, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really means the world to me. If we get to that 100 subscribers, like I said, we'll do fan decks only. But now that we hit infinite, the next couple of videos won't be Barrow. Thank God. I can finally pay Patriot, which I've been wanting to do since I've been playing Mystique. Let's take a look at the cards. I'll show you. Actually, I have plans. Like all good content creators, and I hope I am one. You guys be the judge of that. There are decks I wanted to play, cards I wanted to play. The very first one I think we're going to do is Ronin, and that is because I can't remember who said it off the top of my head. So I apologize. It was in a YouTube comment. I'm so sorry. I don't have this in front of me. But he actually suggested a Ronin deck to me and gave me the cards, and I have all of them. So I'm going to play a Ronin deck. Let's switch over to this screen so you guys can see. Because I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a card that I doubt. But he said, hey, don't sleep on Ronin. You can play a good Ronin deck with these cards. I'm going to, like, I hope I'm wrong. If this card is the most fun I ever have, that would, nothing more would make me happy. So whenever you hear someone say, this is a bad card, or if I say this is a bad card, if you say, hey man, no it's not, like try it in this deck, you might have a lot of fun with it, please do that, guys. Like, don't be an asshole about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. But like, I'm human, I can be wrong. Now, I'm right more than I'm not in Marvel Snap. Just because I kind of have a good mind for the game, it's how I think. But I can be wrong, absolutely. So if I am wrong and this card's awesome and fun, I'm going to be so happy because that's a whole new archetype I didn't think I could play that I can play, and nothing would make me happier than that. So I'm sorry I forgot your name. It was in a comment, but thank you. We're going to play it. The way you wrote your message was actually incredibly kind and nice, and I really do appreciate that. I want to reward it because you might be right? Like, I could be the a-hole up here saying, Ronin's kind of a bad card. And you're sitting there like, man, I'm climbing cubes all day. So another powerful thing about Ronin is no one expects it. No one plays Ronin, so no one expects it. So it does have a little bit of that underdog power to it that you run into if, like, remember what I said earlier about being able to predict decks? If you can't predict the Ronin coming down, he has a lot of surprise power. Second of all, I have Taskmaster, who I think we can play around with. Now, I'm missing Red Skull, but I do have some decks that I could run with him, which I think could be kind of fun, including this deck, by the way. This deck used to run Taskmaster and Magneto before Leader and Arrow became super popular, so that's in the works. That's probably going to be the third video to come out. Ronin's going to be the next video. But because I got Mystique, I can play the Patriot deck. Now, I don't have Ultron, but I have Doctor Doom, and I think that's better anyway, to be honest with you. So we're going to run a Patriot deck, a standard Patriot deck. We're also going to run some Patriot Surfer decks, some negative Patriot Surfer decks. We're going to run the gambit of Patriot because it's an archetype that I really haven't messed around with too much because you kind of need Mystique to play with it, and I didn't. But now we do, so we're going to play with that. And I think that covers probably the next 5 or 6 videos that I plan on making. But I do want to give you guys a sneak peek at something coming up probably in early January if I had to guess what the devs were doing. And that is Zabu, maybe? I'm going to show it up here. So I was theory crafting like most people are. I don't... So a lot of people are saying Zabu's going to break the game. I doubt it, personally. And that's because, quite frankly, 4 costs can't be played until turn 4. Like, I know that sounds obvious. But with Zabu, I think he's a 3-2. You play him on turn 3. That means you still have to wait till turn 4 to play your 4 costs. Now you can play 2 of them on turn 4, which is fucking crazy. You can play 2 of them again on turn 5, and 3 of them on turn 6. However, I don't think that's going to be optimal. And I think it's going to be optimal is playing 2 of them on turn 4, Sarah on turn 5. Then all of your 4 costs, if it works the way everyone thinks it works, will become 1 cost, meaning you'll be able to play 6 4-cost cards on turn 6. That's busted. Absolutely busted. So the cards I have in here, now Atuma I think is replaceable, or if you want to keep Atuma in here, I'm thinking the right play path, maybe something like an armor, or potentially a 0 in this deck as well. I don't, oh, and by the way, there's a blank space, that's obviously Zabu. And maybe you get rid of Destroyer, maybe you get rid of Infinite, one of those 2 cards, I don't know. But here's the way I see this deck running, and that is, you get Sunspout out early, maybe like a 0, or, you know, throw in a tech card early, or a temple card early is what I should say. You get to turn 3, and you can drop your Zabu. On turn 4, you're probably looking to drop your strong guy if you have him, your Dracula if you have them, White Queen if you have her, maybe even an Atuma, just throw him in a lane, maybe it dissuades anyone from playing there because he's so strong, and maybe even a Typhoid Mary, and it gets rid of the power of most of your cards. But what your opponent doesn't know, and because the card will be so new, is you're going to have a 1-cost Enchantress, right? So you can actually get rid of Typhoid Mary's weakness there. But more importantly, the cards that we're running, I think, that are going to make this deck kind of crazy are Dracula and Hellcow. The reason I think that's going to make this deck crazy is, one, all of your cards are going to cost 1 anyway. So you're going to run 6. You're going to play 6 cards on turn 6. It could be something like Strong Guy, Hellcow, White Queen, Typhoid Mary. Throw those cards out. Your Dracula is going to get rid of either your Destroyer or Infinite in hand, so it's going to become 15 or 20 power. Your Strong Guy, once Hellcow and Dracula are done discarding, is going to become a 10-cost power. So you're going to have Dracula at 15 or 20, Strong Guy at 10. You're going to have Atuma at 10, Typhoid Mary at 10, White Queen's on 6, Hellcow's a 6. So this card is going to dump like 30 or 40 power on turn 6 if it rolls correctly. Now, you don't... What's crazy about this deck is because everything's going to cost 1, you don't need it to roll perfectly. If you have just Destroyer or just Infinite in your hand, and you don't have Dracula, right, you can still play them on turn 6, and play one of your 4 costs. Because remember, Sarah's going to make the 6 cost cost 5, and it's going to make the 4 cost 1. So you can have a final turn of something like Destroyer Atuma, or Destroyer Typhoid Mary on that last turn. That's still 30 power without drawing, having your Dracula or your Strong Guy or your Hellcat. So I think this is the deck we're going to try when Zabu comes out. If you have an Zabu deck idea, let me know. Maybe I'll try that out too. As always, guys, though, I'm GemmachineEsq. I hope you like this video. We didn't get many games to record because we didn't need many games to record because we had Infinite. I'm so excited. Anyways, guys, I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited about the future like I am. There's lots of Marvel Snap content to make out there, and we're going to be making it. We're going to be playing it together, and as always, we're going to keep on snapping. I hope you guys do too. Merry Christmas for everyone who celebrated. Happy holidays for everyone who doesn't. Happy New Year. That's coming up for everybody. I hope you all have a great week. We're going to have a great week together. Check me out at twitch.tv/GemmachineEsq, and I'll see you tomorrow. Awesome.